Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to learn something about the list view. Now in order to understand what a list view is, you could take an example of your contact book or the phone book in your Android device. So for example, whenever you open up the contacts in your Android device, you could see a list of contacts or the list of your friends and their contact number. So a list view is basically used in order to create such a layout which has some content into it, and the content is displayed as a list. So in this tutorial we'll learn how we could create our own list views so that we could display some items which need to be listed as a list. So the first thing which we do is that we create a new Android project. So I exited out of my previous project and we are going to click on this start a new Android Studio project, and now let's name the application as my list app. Then click next, select the API level to be 15, click next, and in this case we are going to go with the blank activity, and let the name of our main activity be main activity. Click finish. So as you could see, this is our basic activity layout and we need to add a list to this layout right here. So the first thing which we do is that we delete the hello world which is present over here. So once we remove this, our next task is to create a list view here. So we go inside the text view. So we switch to text view and we add a list view over here. So we go right here, and in order to create a list view we type list view, and now the layout and now the width of the list view is going to be match parent, as well as the height of the list view is going to be match parent. So as you could see, we have successfully added the list view. Now once you switch to design view, you could see that under this relative layout we have the list view here. So as you could see, this is our list view. Now the next thing which we do is that we give an ID to the list view. So we simply select the list view, go to properties and give it an ID. So let's say we want to name this list view as my list view. So once you give an ID to your list view, you could see that the screen right over here changes. So basically now we got a list which has item 1, item 2, item 3, and also each item has a sub item over there. So now once you run this application, you won't be able to see these items, and that is because these items are the dummy items and it is added just for the representational purposes. So our next objective would be to add some items to this list view. So in order to do that, we switch to this main activity which contains the Java code for our activity, and we delete the unnecessary code which the Android Studio has generated. So make sure that you delete everything, and once everything is deleted, let's say if your main activity extends action bar activity or app compat activity, you simply change this to a simple activity. So once this is done, the next thing which we do is that as we need to store in some contents into the list, we are going to go ahead and create a list. So one way for creating this list is by using a string array. So a string array is basically a collection of strings in which every position of an array we store some string. So let's say we want to display a list of some fruits. So we go into this main activity.java, which is our Java file, and we go inside here and inside the onCreate method, and inside this onCreate method we are going to design a simple array, and that array is going to be used to store string values. So we type string, then for the array representation we have the square brackets, and then we name our array as fruits, as we are going to store some fruits names. So we type string fruits equals, and inside these curly braces we are going to list out the fruits which we want to store. So let's say the first fruit is apple, orange, peach, and let's say we add one more, let's say it is mango. Okay, now once this is done, the next thing which we need to do is that we need to attach this array right here to this list view right here. But the main issue or the main problem in doing that is that we cannot directly attach this string to this list view right here. So in order to attach an array to the list view, there is a thing which is called as the list adapters, which we are going to use to connect the two. So for example, if you have to attach a string array to the list view, we need the list adapters. So that's it for this tutorial. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.